Hello, bookish friends. It's Ivy Reads with another book. Today I will be reviewing The Bonesmith by Nicki Pau Preto, and this is the Fairyloot Exclusive edition that I got just for that perfect portrait on the side. Like, it is so pretty. And then you get the naked hardcover there. And then there is a reversible dust jacket that has a portrait of the main character, Ren. And then there is interior character art, which I love. This is Ren, the main character. She's a bonesmith, which means she can control bones kind of telekinetically, like she can call them to her, she can raise skeletons. You're like necromancy vibes. And this is the other main character, Julian, the ironsmith, and obviously, as the name implies, his powers over iron. So, first off, this book started out right away getting me invested in the story because it starts out with, we find out Ren has been training, basically her whole life. She is the illegitimate daughter of the head of the grave house, the House of Bones. The Bonesmiths, very big deal. And she's the illegitimate daughter of the leader, Lady Svetlana's son, Lord Vance, which makes her Lady Wren, even though they definitely don't let her forget that she is illegitimate. So it starts out with Wren taking the test to become an official Valkyr, which is the fighting branch of the Bonesmiths. They had, and the Bonesmith's job is the Valkyr fights the dead, the undead, undead, while their partner puts them to rest so that they are not left wandering, haunting the living and terrorizing the living, basically. So very important job, and they're in this world, if a proper burial is not done with the help of a bonesmith, the body will always rise again. So there's this wall separating the territory post-war, and the bonesmiths are on this side, and on the other side, what we are told is a lawless, uncivilized, corpses everywhere, wasteland kind of deal. But they still get traders from there, so right away we know that's not quite true. Anyway, so Ren is taking her test to become a Valkyr. She has to slay 3 undead and have her partner put them to rest before dawn. And Ren's father, Vance, tells her that this is the time to prove herself because her grandmother, Lady Svetlana, will use any excuse she can to throw Ren out of the order. She hates Ren, does not want her in the order. And Ren is a known troublemaker and, always a standout because she wants to be noticed. She wants to be seen and constantly brags about herself as being the best Valkyr prospect in their year, which of course enrages her cousin, who is her rival. And so during their trial, this is in the very first part of the book, so this is going to be a spoiler, but it's the very beginning of the book, so I don't feel too bad about it. Her cousin sets a trap and traps Ren and basically makes it so she fails her trial. And when Ren tries to explain that to her father and grandmother at the graduation ceremony, for lack of a better phrase, they're like, sabotage and backstabbing happens in the trial. You should have been better. And she's thrown out and banished to the outpost that guards the border wall between the two sections that was divided during the war. And so it's never explicitly stated that if she distinguishes herself at the border wall that she'll get to be a Valkyr. Like, they never really say, but they're like, this is your last chance. honor your house's name and stuff like that. So she goes and she's determined to do so, and she makes a friend with the only other bonesmith there, Olin, who's kind of like her mentor. And Olin hatches a plan to have her be a standout and help her by feigning sickness so that Ren has to take over all her responsibilities, including getting to represent the bonesmiths to the spare of the spare heir to the crown. Um, and so then when they're, showing him the other side of the wall and giving him a tour, kidnappers show up and the prince is taken. And Ren gets trapped with one of the kidnappers after falling off a cliff. And that's the action just never stops. And so now she decides to work with this ironsmith who they were literally trying to kill each other a couple minutes prior, but now they are each other's best chance at getting the prince back and clearing their names and so on and so forth. And so it is I don't know if I'd call it a slow burn romance. There is some romantic tension, but it never, like, it sparks a few times, but it never actually, I wouldn't say it develops into a romance yet, but there's gonna be in the next book. This is a duology, by the way. And it's a really good adventure book. I was entertained from start to finish. I read this one in like a day. I couldn't put it down. It was just fantastic action, and I really liked the kind of macabre aspects of the Bonesmiths being very necromancer-like. I always enjoy that kind of vibe. Lots of spooky vibes. So I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was a very good book. Highly recommend it.